Hello everyone, my name is Kate Marshall. The name of my channel is called Inked Paper Art. In today's video, I'm going to show you an amazing pocket made out of a simple little envelope. This is a new idea. I haven't seen it done before. We haven't done it here before, and it can use any size envelope, like a junk mail envelope or whatever, a letter envelope. I'm going to use the number 10 large envelopes just because that's what I have. But again, if you could use a junk mail envelope, something like that, you'll be repurposing it. So you only need one if you're going to make one pocket. And so first things first, we are eventually going to cover the envelope and decorate it with some paper. I'm going to use Christmas Florentine paper because that's what I have. And so, that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to set that to the side for now. And the first thing you want to do to your envelope is you want to seal it. Now, if you want to lick it, you can, but I sell my journals and I don't want to lick something I'm going to sell to someone. So I'm going to use glue stick, and I'm just going to add the glue stick right where the seal is, making sure that I do not seal up over here. If you get glue or whatever over here, you're going to seal up your pocket that we're going to make later. So just seal up your envelope, close it. There we go. And then the next thing you want to do is take your envelope, and it doesn't matter which way you go with this, is you're just going to take the 2 points. So, we have a short side and we have a long side. You're going to take the 2 points and put them together. So the 2 points, put them together, and then do a little crease right there. And you're just going to fold up a little ways. You don't need to fold all the way over there. You just need to fold up a little ways. So I have probably 3 inches folded up. And that fold is really just to help us cut and give us a center point. So that's that. And now you have something that looks really weird like this. You have a long side, right? This from my thumb over, the long side on the left, and this little short side that we're going to work on the right side. Now you're going to take your scissors, right? And this is the hardest part. You got to cut this at the right angle, right? So you want the long side to have a roof point, a point on it. So you need to cut it the right angle. If you cut this way, it's not going to have a point. It'll have 2 points. If you cut this way, it will have 1 center point. So you want to angle your scissors when you cut it an angle. You want to angle them to the left. This is to the right. You want to go to the left. So I'm going to cut, and it doesn't matter. You want to cut, 3 or 4, something like that, inches. You want one side longer than the other. So you're just going to cut it, angling over there, okay? Now, if you look at it, you should have something that looks like a rooftop, right? This is the rooftop. This is your house. You want something that looks like that. Then you want something that looks like this on the other side, okay? That's that. If you cut it wrong, where is one that I cut wrong? Right here. If you cut it wrong, you're going to end up with this. This is not correct. This is correct. It's super simple. But anyway, we're going to do this one more time just because lots of people like it done twice, right? I'll do super fast. We're going to seal up our envelope. Just put some glue on there, seal it up. Take your short side, match 2 points together. Give yourself a little crease, fold it up a little ways, take your scissors, angle your scissors to the left. So I'm going to hold it straight so you all can see. Angle your scissors to the left. Now you have a roof top on the long part and a V on the short part. That's what we're looking for. Very hard, right? Not at all. Anyway, from there, we're going to cover our parts. We want to use whatever decorative paper that you would like to use to cover your envelopes. For me, like I said, I'm going to use the Florentine paper. So let's get started with that. We just need some matching patterns. Let's use... And so my envelopes actually have a design in the center. And let me show you what we're going to do first. So this will help you. We're going to end up folding down this front flap. So just find where it kind of naturally folds across and crease it. If your envelope has a liner pattern, like this has a liner pattern, if you like that, then you can leave that. If you don't, then you're going to put another piece of paper in there and tuck it over. I don't mind that pattern, so I'm going to leave it. Plus it kind of shows that, hey, this was an envelope, which I kind of like that too. So really all I'm going to cover is down here. And I'm not going to cover the whole thing because this is going to cover most of it. So you're just going to put a piece of paper in there. You'll see in just a second. We're just going to take a piece of paper. We're going to cut this off so that it's straight. And we're going to put a piece of paper inside of here, right like that. Does that make sense? And we don't need to cover the whole bottom. We can save some paper there too. So I could just take my scissors right now and cut this. There we go. And now we can glue. And so I'm going to just flip that envelope flap up. And at the moment, I'm just going to, I'm just going to leave that little flap flapping around. And I'm just going to take my paper, lay it in there, make sure it doesn't impede that folding down. Just like that. And that's just like the background pattern. Okay, that's going to fold over like that eventually. Perfect. And now we're going to worry about decoupaging the bottom part. Okay, decoupage means just covering with decorative paper. That's a little fun scrap. So there's that. Now this is the bottom part of this one, and this is going to be the pocket that's going to get glued right there. Oopsie, didn't go down far enough. Hold on, I have a taller one somewhere that will cover that. Yes, the joy of making multiples. Okay, so now I'm going to cover this part with decorative pattern paper. And so we could use anything, but I really am staring at this poinsettia. So let's do the poinsettia on this one. And we're just going to glue our envelope and stick it on that paper. And I'm almost to the end of this glue stick. So we're going to cover our envelope pieces before we glue the pocket together. It's just easier that way. So this is going to get put on here. There we go. Not exactly straight, but it's on there. And we're going to cut it out. And so these are different layered pockets made from one single envelope. These are going to go in the Christmas journals that I'm working on. The ones from the kit, for the December kit. It's a physical junk journal kit. And so just going to follow your angle around. And there we go. So this one is done, other than assembly. Now, if you don't have a decorative paper inside of your envelope, then you can use, so if you don't have this decorative, then you could use another piece of paper and tuck it down in here and fold it over if you wanted. And I can show you the option too. But here's the first option. Okay, and you might not like the liner part. You might want to cover that up. So we can do that now. So here's the first combo. And once this is attached, and I'll fill it, let it dry for just a second before you attach it. Because right now the paper is super moist. You just want to let air get to it. So we're going to set that to the side. We're going to make another one. And then we'll do one that doesn't have the liner showing, just for people who probably, you know, maybe you don't like that part of your envelope or whatever. So let's do it. We're going to fold this one down this time because you have multiple options. You don't even have to leave this flap. I like it because it's more of like a paper bag for a tag to go down in. I think it opens up nicely, so I like it. But if you don't like that part in this little flap showing, you could cut that little flap off and do a thumb notch. I like it, so I'm going to leave it. This one we're going to cover with this green paper. Let's put the green in the background. Let's do that. So this glue stick is just about done. I love making quick little pockets that start out as envelopes. That's also very, very fun. So I went down much further because I don't want to have that same incident. And so I'm taking my decorative paper and I'm putting it on there. Just smooth out any air bubbles that might be there. And we'll cut that out. And then that third one is the one where I will attempt to do the paper on the inside in case you don't like your liner. Here we go. And I didn't glue all the way down because we don't need this part glued because we have the bottom part of the pocket that's going to cover that. So there's that one. I keep getting glue on the back of my envelope. It's okay. It's just going to be a pocket. But truthfully, my paper needs turned around. There we go. That's better. All right. So we need to cover the bottom section. We're still good here. You can see that I would like that to fold a little better. We're still good there. I want to cover the bottom section, which is this guy, and it's going to get attached there eventually. Now we have different options for paper. I have this one, and I really do like that one. Let's use it. That is a letterpress paper. Letterpress paper is very thick and fibrous and embossed, and it's lovely, and it's going to add a lot of stability to our envelope. Here's that. This is a big old piece of it. If I can not cut that side, that would be better. There we go. That's all on there. Trim out your little section. Now, if you would like to make your own envelope and then cut it into the little pockets, you could do that. You could use your envelope punch board and make a number 10 size envelope. And then you could make it out of whatever paper you wanted. If you have the envelope punch board, right, you could do that, and then you wouldn't have to cover. But honestly, covering them like this takes just a few minutes. It's not hard. And so there's that. Just a little bit more right there. Okay, so this one is going to look like that. That's a good combination. Plus we're going to do some decorating, so that's good. All right, so we have two done. I'm going to set that one to the side to dry. Now let's worry about one that we don't like the liner showing. Let's use this guy right here. And let's not have this liner part showing. And I actually... Okay, so that's fine. I don't have another one. That's all right. We'll do it. So I'm going to still do the same thing where I fold it down, and that's just going to show me where I need to put my paper. So I'm going to fold down that point. Okay. Now, if you want this little V to be a different paper, you're going to tuck a piece of paper in here, fold it down, and cut it. I'm going to do it that way. If you want to, you can just fold down your envelope and put a whole sheet of paper across, but I like the V's that we're getting. So I'm going to do two different papers there. So I could use something like this, where it's just a little piece, a little scrap. All you need to do is cover this little flap plus a little bit that's in there. So I'm just going to use a scrap. It's the right size. So I'm going to stick it in there. Yep. I'm going to stick it in there. Needs one little bit of a sliver off of it. Stick it inside just like that. That's going to work perfect. As long as it slides in, you're good to go. I'm going to add a little bit of glue right there. Slide it back in. And all I'm doing here is gluing it right there. And then I'm going to fold it over and glue it to this flap. So in order to glue it to the flap, you just want to add glue to the flap. This glue stick's just about done. And then fold over the flap, squish it. Good to go. Now cut off the little excess. Don't cut off the back flap back there. Just cut off right here. And cut off right here. Okay, Now I have decorative paper coming over the top edge. So if you don't like seeing that pattern back there, you could do that. And you could cover this back part with it too. You could do a different coordinating paper. Like I almost could pop in this guy right here. He's just a little bit different of an angle. But you could cover that part too with a different decorative paper. And you could do, you know, 2 papers, but alternate them so that you can see all 4 down the side. That might be kind of fun. Maybe we should do that. I think we should. Truthfully, I would like it to be a little deeper in there. Let's see what we can do. I need a scrap of this. She said she needs a scrap of this. I feel like sometimes I'm cooking. Let's cut it to the right width. It looks like it will go in there. So as long as it slides in your envelope, that's fine. Now we're going to glue. So I'm covering this part back here. We're going to glue up a little ways so that that slides in there. Slide it inside and go down as far as you want to go down. Like, you know, you're going to pull that open to get stuff in and out. So, you know, make sure that it's straight if it's a pattern that needs to be straight. There's that. And now we need to glue this part of it. And so I'm just going to use this little corner right here and get glue all over my envelope flap. There we go. And squish it closed. So, you know, you could cover whatever you want to cover of it. I would like to decorate these, so I need to get a move on. But we've got the flaps all taken care of now. Okay, they look like that. Both of them are covered inside like that, so that when you're putting your tags in, you're not going to see anything. Now we need to continue to cover this the normal way that we have been covering them. And I'm going to do the alternating. So I'm going to come back in and put that red right back under here. And then I'm going to have the bottom pocket, the little V1, be the green. I just think it would be cute. So let's do it. We're going to need, if I measure this, I will waste less paper, all the way to right about here. That's fine. Let's cut it. Let's glue it. I'm getting too gluey again. Constantly turning. Okay, so this glue stick, I'm telling you, it's just about there. She keeps saying. It's gotten to the point where it's not really that blue anymore, which means it's really going to be ending soon. And I keep saying it because it's like nobody likes that part of the glue stick. Did I not cut this wide enough? I didn't cut that wide enough. Good thing I figured out now. And I want to keep my red going the same direction. There we go. These would be really cute, like little Christmas ephemera pockets for Happy Mail, stuff like that. I think these would make lovely parts for that. Cut this guy out again. And they're getting nice and thick and sturdy. I'm just going to cut all the way down. You just save a little bit of paper right there. Okay, perfect. There's that. See how it looks? Alternating. Lovely. All right. We have one more part to cover, and it's this part. And I need the green floral paper. Where is it? Right here. It's hiding. And so we're just going to cover that. And it's going to be lovely. It's going to be a lovely little Christmas pocket. So we're just going to add glue stick to it. I hope you guys get a chance to sit down and make these. I really appreciate you guys watching the videos and subscribing to the channel. It has been lovely to see and hear from you all and see how much you guys are liking the videos. Thank you very much for all the support. There's that part. And now we're just going to trim around. Make sure that you don't cut into your envelope when you're doing it. Just trim around that little bottom part. Just like that. And so these are a couple of pockets stacked on top of each other, and I think that's lovely. And there's that. And I have made a similar looking pocket, not from an envelope, but from a sheet of paper. All right. So here's the way this one came out. Look at how cute. And so you have pocket here, right? Pocket there, pocket here. It's super wet right now. It does need to dry before I attach it. Let's attach the other ones and we'll continue working. I can get rid of that for a while. Let's start with the first one we made and start gluing them together. I actually, for my Christmas journals, I like to see that it's an envelope. I actually like that. So we're going to go with that one. You're going to add glue around the bottom and the two sides of your bottom piece. And then in your envelope, if you have any little envelope part that's hanging open like I just did. And you're just going to stack them right on top of each other, lining them up. So make sure they're lined up where nothing is showing too much. That's great. There's that one, there's that one, there's that one. Perfect. Now you have options with this thing. I'm going to glue mine down. I just prefer it down. So I'm just going to glue it. I want to see that it was made from an envelope. I guess is my point with it. And there's that. And there's the opening for that one. And of course you can ink. And now this does have opening here. I don't know if you guys will see. It has opening there. And it also has opening back there in the very back. So there's multiple openings in it. If you don't want double pocket down here, if you don't want double, then glue your whole bottom portion down. So that's an option too. But there's the first one. We're going to ink and we're going to decorate. Okay, moving on to second one. This is the second one we did. And I'll show you this one versus the other one. This one needs glued down the rest of the way. You see the air bubble from my glue bottle? Was interesting. There's that. Let's glue this pocket on. And I do want to make some tags for these. However, because of time, that will have to be the next video. I have some lovely tags that I would like to make with you all. So we'll make the tags for these in the next one. So there's that guy. And we're going to ink him and decorate him. And of course, he's got a pocket, a long pocket in here, which holds a lot. It can hold a lot of ephemera. And then you'll have a pocket back there and a pocket back there. So there's two there too. And now we have this guy. This guy, we're going to glue this flap down. Trying not to add very much more moisture to him so he doesn't get too curly. There's that. And then we're going to glue right here. Now, whenever he is dry all the way, he will be less curly. But you might want to put them under your mat if you did the double gluing of paper, decorative paper. You might want to put it under your mat to let it dry. So get those lined up. Okay, there's that one. So I think it was fun. A fun idea from just one, 10 by or number 10 business envelope. There's that part. So we have 3. So these two right here show you what happens if you cover your little flaps up here, that part. Okay. So I like it. I think it's cute. Now, do I have a tag to show you some pockety ideas or something? Do I have any kind of anything anywhere? Of course not. Do I have any kind of anything anywhere? All right. So we have pocket back here. And these are the tags that I'm going to use tomorrow. So there's a pocket back there. There's a pocket in the very back. And then there's a pocket in the front of this too for more ephemera. Yeah, you got to get it in there. It's wet right now. Super, super wet. There we go. So it's got this cute little pocket in the front, a bigger pocket back there, and a big pocket back here. Let's make some tags tomorrow, but that's my idea for today. A new pocket out of a number 10 business envelope. and you're just decoupaging paper over it. Tomorrow we're going to use some tags and some French ladies and some Florentine paper and make some beautiful tags. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.